Yo, hey guys, it's Beast, back with some more beastly content. So, I wanted to cover something pretty quickly here today. So, all weather stew, there are 4 ingredients you need: spiked tomato, mint, sunny ginger, and of course, ice melons. So, those are the 4 ingredients, and we're going to go ahead and start with the ice melons. So, the first place we're actually going to go is the Taiga Exclusion Zone TP Tower. It's right here. Now, the actual area to where the ice melons that are going to be farmed is actually going to be in this region right here. So, as you can see here, we have just a little road area here, and then there's this little blockage area here. I'm going to go ahead and make a square out of just the little things you middle click on your mouse to do this. This is actually going to be the square of farming area in which you can, and we're going to actually do that and probably go back to this one and say delete, and then I'm gonna say about right here. So this square right here, this should actually be the square in which you're actually going to be able to farm for ice melons. So being that we actually do need to leg it just a little bit to get here, we are just going to go ahead and make sure that we have our cold gear on, and then we're going to go ahead and toss in a all-weather stew. You can use the salty spiked tomato or whatever you need to be using. This is actually a phase 1 location for ice melons, but it's also one of the best locations for ice melons. It's actually the most amount of ice melon I've found in a confined single little area here. So we're actually going to go ahead and unlock this teleport tower so we have an easy way of getting here, and we're going to go ahead and head there from, I think, just this Chaosium hub right here. Well, yeah, it looks about the same distance. Maybe we'll try here. So I'll see you when we're at the tower. Alrighty, so I did just want to go ahead and start us at the tower here. Another reason why I'm actually mentioning starting at the tower is just due to the fact that there are just a few spiked tomatoes actually spawned in the area right here. So as you can see here, you can technically get your spiked tomatoes farmed up, at least a couple, to make a couple all-weather stew right here. Literally right here, you get the spiked tomatoes, and then you can also go get your ice melons. So where we're actually heading though, like I said, right up here. So we're just going to go ahead and take this road all the way up there. That's just the easiest way of getting here. So I'll see you when we're actually there. Let's go. Alrighty, so we are actually in the zone to where the spiked tomatoes are. Now, this also has snow fungus as well as, and as you can see, the boom already, or not the spiked tomatoes, the ice melons. As you can see, already an ice melon right there on the side of the hill. This is supposed to be one of the best areas. It's actually the largest population of just ice melon I've found. Now the thing is, there is also honeysuckle here. There is also polar peppers that do actually grow here, as well as the ice melon. So it's just a great location overall. You're going to be able to farm the snow fungus. You're going to be able to farm the honeysuckle, even though I haven't found that much honeysuckle. But polar peppers for sure. You're able to farm as many polar peppers as you want. So, like I said, just a great little area. You might just want to go ahead and make a little square on the map like I did that just kind of tells you where the ice melons actually are. The honeysuckle and the polar peppers are actually kind of like bleeding in from another farm area. As you can see here, the further up this hill we go, the more ice melons are actually going to find. Like I said, this is the best area I have been able to find for the ice melons. I hate going to Oblivion to farm them. I hate going to Sunshroud Caves. Both of those locations are terrible. You can't even hardly see the ice melons. I also hate going to the Frost Forge area, but this area right here, make the box, stay within the box. You literally can just loop around on it and get so many ice melons, guys. So I'm actually going to sit here and farm up my ice melons and probably even my polar pepper seeds. Another great thing about this spot is there is actually just a little bit of cold rock. It looks like here there might be some more littered throughout here. Like I said, there's a ton of polar peppers here too. This is great. This is just a 2-in-1 combo farm. A ton of ice melon, a ton of polar peppers, everything you need right here. I'm also going to show you one of my favorite spots for spiked tomatoes, though there's plenty of areas really for spiked tomato, and then of course the best sunny ginger and mint spots that there are. So I'll see you in just a bit. I'm going to get my ice melons farmed up as I suggest you to do. This spot is by far the very best spot in the game for ice melons, but I'll see you in just a minute. Alrighty, so I've settled with about 37 of the ice melons, so I'm actually going to show you Greenfield Teleportation Tower. Now I'm thinking all of these are actually abrasives, but regardless, I'm actually going to show you the Greenfield Teleportation Tower, but actually for Way of Winter, and well, since this is just Way of Winter, Chaosium Hub Western Paradise. Go here, because it's actually just behind where the Paradise Lost event actually kicks off normally. There's actually a ton of spike maydos back here and coneflower all in this same field. So not only will you be able to farm up the spike maydos and the coneflower that you need, there's also a little bit of sunny ginger here, actually, surprisingly, because it's a Chaosium hub. And then there's also, a ton of spike maydos just outside of this Chaosium hub for easy spike maydo gathering. Now, I'm thinking I actually have a decent amount of spike maydos, but I will go ahead and remind you of, yes, there's also a wonderful place to be farming coneflowers right here. Actually, just outside of the hub seems to be a great place for coneflower, and it looks like, honestly, we're finding sunny ginger here still. It doesn't seem to be like a massive amount when compared to the other crops, but it's still wild that we're finding the spike maydo and the sunny ginger here. I really do like the addition of the Chaosium hubs to Way of Winter. It does make farming for things like seeds and such easier. They do seem to like boost the growth rates of like some plants around the Chaosium hubs. That's another thing I really do want to mention real quickly. So we're actually going to go ahead and set a target for like right here though. This is really where the best part of the coneflower fields are, is that little target area that we just set, and we'll go ahead and make a marker there. So as you can see here, just about 200 clicks this way, and we will actually find out where all of the good coneflower spawn. But also there's a ton of blueberry seeds here. If you're needing your blueberry seeds, if you're needing your coneflower seeds, if you're needing your spike maydo seeds, really any of those 3 seeds, even a little bit of the sunny ginger, you can actually just go to the Paradise Lost area. But yeah, this is pretty much mainly meant for my spike maydo area, and of course it is also the god coneflower spot just behind Paradise Lost. Once again, not claiming this to be the best coneflower area. I do suggest to do your own searching for coneflower, but mint and sunny ginger it is. So we're going to Camp Igloo, and we're actually aiming for the area back here. That's going to be mint and sunny ginger, though really all around Camp Igloo is sunny ginger and mint galore. You don't have to go anywhere far for mint. You don't have to go anywhere far for sunny ginger. Most of these things are all right nearby, spawn points even. So as you can see here, just outside of here, we just instantly start finding mint and sunny ginger. You can literally just run around the entirety of Camp Igloo and you will find a ton of the sunny ginger and a ton of the mint, and this is all 4 ingredients for your all-weather stews. This is going to get you as many all-weather stews as you need, all the materials extremely quickly. Literally less than 10 to 20 minutes, you'll have everything farmed up, all the materials you need, and you'll have some seeds to grow some more so that you never run out of these things again. This is what's going to help you out a ton in Way of Winter, just being able to make these, and hopefully these locations do help you for the materials. I've seen other guides out for the all-weather stews a long time ago that were showing such out there locations that required you to just go so far out of your way on the map, and I just wanted to show you, yeah, but there's a lot easier locations you can actually do too. So once again, I'm actually going to go back here because I want to see how good of an area this is. There's also a great spot for sunny ginger and mint. I am going to go ahead and mention this spot just outside of the Chaosium hub Fallen Ashes, and you can actually farm up melons, sunny ginger, and mint, and I think there's even some spike maydos that grow here, so I'm thinking technically this is in all 4 ingredients in one area. Do note this is a polluted zone, so you might be running away from the hug guy, or he might be giving you a hug into the ground. So what we're actually going to do here is go ahead and head back just a little bit this way, because I don't really want to be in this area. But as you can see here, ice melon, mint, sunny ginger, and then there's some spike maydos around here somewhere. We're just gonna head about to right here. We're still in a polluted zone, so we're also gonna be able to farm the contaminated crops here and possibly get their seed drop. It's a very rare seed drop, but oh look, we got another wheat one. So boom, as you can see here though, coneflower, sunny ginger, mint, all in one here as well, and even the ice melon. The only thing you're missing here is spike maydo, which can be grabbed anywhere. And once again, it's not a bad spot for ice melon. I have actually, like, this was my go-to spot for ice melon and everything, but the ice melon just seemed just a bit too slow. That's why I wanted to show you that spot at the beginning, because that is the best ice melon spot I've been able to find when you're just after a bunch of ice melon. And also the polar peppers are nice, and there's even honeysuckle there to be farming as well. Alrighty, so we're back at base once again. 16 plot base. I'm losing my mind, but let's get some more of these all-weather stews made. So I only have one stove right now. It's kind of hiding over here. We actually kind of need to go like in the corner so we make sure we're using everything, but we're gonna go ahead and make 13 of these for now. As you can see here, our limit was actually the spike Mado in this instance. That's actually very interesting. I'm surprised it was spike Mado this time. So here's the thing, we've got pretty much like all the seeds going on, and I think that's really my next thing to do. But let me go ahead and just give you a little tip on what you can do to actually, you know, make this an automated thing where you constantly have all weather stew and you never run out of it again. So I'm going to show you what I have going on here. First of all, if you're just a single territory, you can do this as well. So you need 4 grow shrooms, or you can really do 1, but then you'll have to like manually feed it more. So you just pretty much put the spike Mado, the melon, the mint, and the sunny ginger seeds that you do have into your grow shrooms, and you're also going to want to go ahead and, you know, get yourself some breeding boost fertilizer built up in the beginning, because you want to have about 200 of each seed built up in the end. That's just sitting in here. You can just keep dumping it back in. At 200 seeds, you should be about guaranteed to get enough seeds back to keep it going every single time. Another thing I will mention is once you're further into the game and you start having more, just a bunch of the normal fertilizer, it's actually better to grow with normal fertilizer than no fertilizer. I would also suggest that, but the grow shrooms are the simplest way of automating this entire thing. You just stick all the seeds into different grow shrooms, make sure and go through and refill their powers. You can go through and either, here's what I'd do, I'd find out the exact number of plots you have in your farm, and then I would divide that by 4, and I would put that number of seeds of each type of seed into each of the grow shrooms here, so that you're able to make sure every single plot is filled, but also every single type of plant actually does get planted. But I do believe that is about it. Once again, I don't have my irrigators built out yet. I need to actually work on my plot facility probably directly after recording this, but that is all 4 ingredients, and they're all phase 1 locations that I showed there. Actually, at least I showed you some phase 2 as well, but I mainly showed you the phase 1. The best ones are actually all in phase 1 when it comes to these materials, so you can go get these seeds farmed up in phase 1 even before you're anywhere near phase 2, and that is a great thing to do, because then you'll be able to grow these seeds instant that, you know, phase 2 actually unlocks. As you can see here, 76, 36, 89, and 26. We're gonna get some breed boost in here, and we're gonna get these seeds going very soon. But I'm out. See yas. Keep it beast mode.